Hello and welcome guys. Finally today we are going to unbox this golden sample pack that I bought during Black Friday last Friday last year. And yeah, there is a bunch of different items in here, and I'm going to use a large canvas to try to create something where I can use all of this material together. It's going to be very challenging because there are quite different stuff in here. And also I want to say my color palette is quite limited by the choice of the color it is in this sample pack. So let's see what we have in here to work with. So this is the color selection that we have to work with. We have 3 classic golden acrylic, and we have titanium white, which I'm really happy to have it in this sample pack, otherwise I will be struggling a lot. A quinacridone magenta and a benzimidazolone yellow medium. We also have open slow drying acrylic, and we have 2 colors, a blue green shade and alizarin crimson ooh. We have 2 high flow acrylic. We have this fluorescent pink and ultramarine blue, and I also have 3 golden fluid acrylic. I have a teal and bright gold and azure gold. But not just these, I also have mediums that I never used before with acrylic. I always just use color with acrylics, never medium. I had to do a lot of research to find out how to use these. I have a light molding paste, which I'm super excited to use. A gloss medium, which I really don't know how I'm going to use. Heavy gel matte, also I don't know how to use that, but we will try, and a clear tar gel. So I have a white, I have a yellow and a gold, I have a sort of brownish color with some red tone. I don't have any green, so we're gonna have to make that. I have 3 different blue, a teal, and phthalo blue, and an ultramarine blue, and this fluorescent pink. So I don't have a green, I don't have a black. I really missing quite a few color, but hopefully we can manage to create something with these, and it's going to be quite a 3-dimensional, I think, looking a canvas painting because of this medium that I'm gonna have to use if I understand how to. So here is my canvas that I already just saw. These are my colors and these are my medium. I am a bit afraid that I may not have enough color to cover this surface. So that is going to be a big issue if this happens. Now the first step is to create an underpainting, and I usually go for a burnt sienna. I don't have that in this case, and I want to save some of the color for what I want to use later. And because I have like 3 sort of blues, I think I will go with ultramarine blue, To do my sketch on the canvas, I'm using this graphite stick from Caran. I do not sketch a lot, I just need to know where the things that I want to paint are. It's time to place the first paint on my canvas, and this is always the scariest moment for me because I'm always afraid to screw up things from the very beginning, and this is usually where I do screw up. Here I'm showing you that this painting is a combination of 4 different reference. I find my reference in the website called Unsplash. There is a lot of royalty-free reference, and you can find as much inspiration as you want. I wanted to do a landscape because I ask you guys what you like to see me painting with this golden set, and you said a landscape, but the majority of you also, a good portion of you also said botanical, so I wanted to add some flower element, and this is where this countryside piece takes life. And to create what really inspired me, I put together 4 different pictures. All of them had some element that really inspire me, and so I put those elements together and create this piece. I can tell you already, I'm really happy with the final result, but stay tuned and check the process because we are learning a lot about golden. When it comes to the paint itself, as you seen in the beginning, I have 4 different kind of golden paint here. I have the high flow acrylic, the fluid acrylic, the classic acrylic, and the open slow drying acrylic. And of all these 4, the only one that I really dislike, it's the first one that I place on the canvas, the high flow acrylic, which is the blue that I use as underpainting. And the reason why I don't like it is because it's so watery. It's like really pouring color water on your canvas, and I love acrylic because it's as a body, it's thick, it has a structure, you can really feel the acrylic. It's not just a paint line in there, but it create like a 3-dimensional effect as you put it. That's why I like acrylic. But this high flow acrylic is just pure water. But I was lucky in this set because I had the heavy gel matte. And this heavy gel matte, it works basically that it make your fluid acrylic thicker. So you had a portion of that on your painting, and your fluid acrylic will turn into a normal acrylic. As you see, I've been playing with a little bit of medium because I never used medium before, so I was very curious what I could do with this. And here I'm trying the clear tar gel. So I did a few research and should work like you put it on your brush, and it should basically dripping down, create like a string that will create a 3-dimensional effect on like stringy type of effect. It did not work for me. I didn't like it. It's actually the only medium that I didn't like because from the other medium I found a lot of utility. This one I find it to be kind of pointless, and reading some other review online, I'm not the only person that seems to be struggling with this specific medium. I'm now trying this gloss medium. That was what really confused me, that I didn't know how to use it. And it's actually one of my favorite medium that I use so much in this painting. And the way I'm using it is basically not much for the glossy effect, but for creating more of the mix you already have. Like if you're like me, you mix a bunch of color and then you don't really know how much of each color you put in, but you really like the color that you got from the mix. Now it's not lost. Now you don't have to do a lot of extra attempt, but you can just add this gloss medium and it create more of the same mix. Yes, it will give a slightly glossy finish effect. It didn't bother me. I loved it. It's like I can save on my acrylic by adding this medium because it will give me more what I have. There is very little to say about the rest because I loved it. I love all of the other type of paint. Golden acrylic works fantastically. I really enjoy using it. Open slow drying acrylic, I loved it as well. I don't have the issue with acrylic that I dislike it because they dry too quickly. That's not an issue for me, so I didn't really test how long it will take for open acrylic to actually dry out. That's not how it works, and so for me it's more about the texture, and I love both of them. I also love the fluid acrylic because even if it was more fluidy, still I felt like I had some control over it. So when I was putting it on my palette, still I feel like I could control how much I was putting it. What it didn't happen instead with the high flow acrylic, because it will just come out ripping out the container. It was like so messy. But yes, the other one, I loved it, and I love that I have now this heavy gel in my stash, this medium, because if I want extra texture, I can get it, but it's not the only one that will give me extra texture. If I want really, really, really a lot of texture, I will use the light molding paste, which I haven't used it yet. You will see me using it in a tiny bit. Here I'm creating a big flower on the side to try to say thank you of the people that answered my poll and they wanted a flower in this painting, but they didn't end up winning, but they were a good portion of you, so I end up creating a nice big flower. It's not done yet, nothing is done yet. I will come back to modify the flower because I wasn't super happy with the color. I was still playing with the mix it. I will come back and modify the house a bunch of times, but at the moment I'm working on the tree, and I've really loved working on the tree. And here it was where I was really glad that I chose the blue as a background, because I felt like it came through the tree trunk and you could see the blue, and it had so much extra value and it made the tree so beautiful. And also a good portion of the shading on the tree, it's left over from paint that I use in other places, like the roof and the door and all over the place. So yes, so the tree is a big mashup of color, leftover color from other places, and I love the result. Plus the blue that come through, it works super nice, and I don't think I ever paint a tree trunk that I'm more satisfied about like in this painting. And then I start to create a lot of branches. And this is why I didn't really blend the sky. And this is because I knew that the branches were going to cover my sky. So all I needed from the sky was to have some tones, some color that will pop through. And I really wanted to have the pink in the sky. I think it's the first time that I add such a color, such pink, this tone of pink in the sky, and I loved it so much, and it makes the painting so happy. every time I finished now this painting a couple of weeks back, and every time I look at the painting, I'm so happy. It gives me such a happy feeling, and this is because of the color that I chose. So in the end, I was really happy with my color selection. The leaves here, it's the leaves of the tree. It's where I used the light molding paste medium, and I mix the molding paste straight with the color. You can put it on the canvas and then paint on top, let it dry and paint on top, or you can mix it as I did with the color and create more texture when you place it down. It does just that. I love it. It's like have more texture, and I think I did say it already like 100 times. I do love texture. And so I'm just adding some little finishing touches, and many little finishing touches I will add off camera, and I'll show you later the final result.